Every year, paint brands come up with a color of the year, and when I found out there was a plant of the year last year, I had to investigate, and this year is no different. Magazines, garden centers, and even 1-800-Flowers have all deemed one plant the it plant of 2025, and in this video, we are going to go plant shopping to find it. I am at Callaway Nursery. I'm so excited to start digging in and looking for the plant of the year. This is my first time ever being here, and it looks like they have some Christmas cacti for $15, but then they're 50% off, and they actually have quite a few of them. So that's our plant number one, not the plant of the year yet. They have some Norfolk Island pine here. This one's only $7. So far, I'm definitely impressed with the pricing of the plants here. I'm 2 plants in, but yeah, I feel like that's not a bad price. It would be fun to have one of these growing in my house year round, and I could put ornaments on it around Christmas time. That'd be really fun. I think they're kind of hard to keep alive though, but with my sunroom, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I also chatted with the employees for a second. I like to talk to people to let them know, first off, like make sure filming is okay, but then also be like, hey, this is why I have a camera. And they said we're supposed to get a big freeze tomorrow, and so they have a bunch of pallets in the middle. So I think it looks a little bit different than normal right now. This is some kind of alpine, it says, for $17, and then next to it a ficus benjamina Danielle for $25. It's pretty standard ficus. And then there are some anthurium here for $15. This looks like an anthurium, some chunky roots. I can't remember the name of this, but it's $15. Superbum or bird's nest, maybe, something like that. And it's next to a bunch of these plants. And Aphilandra, a zebra plant, for $15. They have a fern up here in this little basket. I'm assuming this isn't for sale. It looks very cute. It looks like it's growing in sphagnum moss. And I'm seeing a money tree here. Pachira aquatica for $20. They're new leaves. Looks so cute. Look at that. That's adorable. And it's next to an aglaonema aurora siam for $40, which is next to another aglaonema. I don't know the name of this one, but it's $17. And then over here, this looks like a Dieffenbachia. Oh no, it's an aglaonema for $17. I can hardly tell the difference. And there's a fern here. I think this one is for sale. Jesters crown fern for $30. Looks like there's some interesting stuff coming up. I'm getting ahead of myself. But here there's a calathea for $9. All of these plants seem pretty healthy too, which is always a good sign. This is another aglaonema for $10. And we have some alocasia over here. This one I can't remember the name of. I hope it says what it is. It doesn't, but it's $14. I want to say it's like a dragon scale or something. And I've been pretty interested in these ones with the dark backs. So I don't know. It's kind of tempting to take one home with me for $15. That's a pretty good price. I'd like to get back into alocasia, so might be digging through these later. There are a bunch of little mini philodendron here that are very much catching my eye. Look at this pink princess. Oh my gosh, it's $7. I feel like it has some pretty good variegation. I don't know what this one is, but it's pretty. Yeah, let me know if you know what this is. Maybe like a Jose Buono? Like a really little one? Or like, oh, it's probably like a white princess. That's my guess. These are very cute. I might be digging through those soon. I don't know. These are very yellow. Also $7. Doesn't really say. I don't think it's a ring of fire. It's not a ring of fire. The leaves aren't right. And I don't think it is a painted lady. So I don't really know. I have been really into my African violets lately. This one's $20, and it comes with, there's definitely multiple plants in here, hence the multiple flower colors. My grandma has such a beautiful one, and she gave me a cutting, so I'm hoping I end up with a beautiful one soon. It looks like there's a lot of 2-inch ferns over here and just general little 2-inch plants. Ooh, these pots are cool. No drainage, but you could easily hang something up with a nursery pot in it, and they're $25. We're gonna go through here now, and yeah, this is where they told me I might have to squeeze in, which is not a problem. These, I've seen these before, corkscrew rush spiralis. I actually had considered planting these in my house in the yard in Iowa. I think that this would grow in the yard here. It's kind of in the houseplant section. Ooh, then they have these syngoniums, and this is an erythrophyllum, if I'm correct, and they're $30. These are so cool, and unlike any syngonium, I wonder, do they keep? Oh yeah, I don't usually see these for sale. I quite like these. That's tempting too. Okay, then they have some Cebu Blue Pothos. This is only $17, and it's next to a bunch of lemon lime philodendron for $17. I definitely have a lot of space in my house for more hanging plants. Ooh, and the philodendron Brazil is one of my favorite philodendrons. There's quite a few of them here. This little one is $7, and then they have some bigger ones, and this one's $17, and I don't know, it's tempting. And then they just have some regular green heart leaves. This one's $7, and these are next to some beautiful philodendron painted ladies that are pretty well established. I would say these are getting pretty mature, and it's only $20. Ooh, these are much prettier specimens than the cuttings I have of my painted lady. I think I still want to grow up my own cuttings, but wow, and look how many plants are in this pot. Oh my gosh, maybe plants are just cheaper in Texas. Oh, such a cute little pink princess for $20. The variegation's looking pretty good. I would really like to start over with the pink princess. That one's really pretty too, and I kind of skipped over. Oh, this is a philodendron orange you gorgeous for $35. That's a cute little name. And then there's one ring of fire, and it's $40. And then they have a bunch of orchids, and I've been very into orchids lately. These come with pots too, which is nice. Oh, and they are being bottom watered. I'm disturbing them. Let's see if I can check out the price here. I'm not seeing one. Maybe over here? No, it must be on the pot, and I'm just not seeing it. I don't know, no prices, but these ones have prices. These look a little more unique of an orchid. Yeah, that's an interesting, bit different than a normal phalaenopsis, and you can tell because the stem is so different. I am knocking them over. It says it's a dendrobium orchid. I don't think I'm going to be able to save that one. These are just falling over, but they're only $25. I can't say that I am, oh my gosh, truly, this is falling over so much. I can't say that I'm obsessed with either of the ones that are flowering right now. Maybe the other ones have pictures. Oh my gosh, I'm just knocking them completely over. Yeah, it looks like the pictures just has a bunch of different ones, so I'll keep an eye. I'd like to branch out on my orchids, so maybe I'll come back in the future. And then they have a bunch of phalaenopsis orchids, but these are really gorgeous, like really, really pretty flowers. Let's see what the price on this one is. I really don't like disturbing orchids because they just have such a stem. Yeah, this is only $30. Wow, beautiful. They have a bunch of string of turtles here. I don't have a string of turtles anymore. I don't have any peperomia, actually. These are all freshly watered, it looks like. Let's see, I don't at first glance see the price. Oh, the prices are on the bottom. How interesting. I just got a bunch of water up my sleeve trying to look at the bottom, but they're only $20. And there's a string of hearts here. Let's look at the bottom. Also $20. And this might be a silver glory. I don't know. I just got more water in my sleeve. It just says string of hearts, but it could be silver glory like. I'm not sure. Maybe not. I don't know. I only have a silver glory, so I get confused. Oh my gosh, this little strawberry pot with the cloud. That is so cute. It's $30. So cute. All of these pots are adorable. It looks like they have some Hoya hanging here, and the prices on these are not on the bottom. They're $19. This just looks like a Publicalyx splash. And how could we almost miss this? The 2024 plant of the year, the Justina Janet Craig, and this is such a big specimen. It's $40. Absolutely massive. That's a great price for this. And it's next to this other Justina. What is this one? A Justina paleohyflexa, and it's $60. It's pretty unique. There's also this Justina. Let's see. Trying not to stand too much on the palette. It's $40. It's a Justina lemon lime in a bush. That would look so good in my house. Oh my gosh. Just wait until we get over there. Look at that. Look at that philodendron. Oh, just wait. We're not there yet. It's next to this Justina, which is very yellow. It's $40. It's a Justina limelight bush. And there are some massive aglaonema here. Let's take a look at this last one. Has a little tag on it, and it's $50. Aglaonema Emerald Bay. That sounds right. And then there are even taller Justinas over here. I've always liked these. I grew up with one in my house. My mom had one that was like the 3 different stems. And it's $70. It's just a Justina mass cane, it says. And yeah, the rest of these are also just massive. This one's $129. Very large. Let's take a moment for the roots on this fiddle leaf fig. Oh my goodness gracious. What is this? 170. Ficus lyrata. And they have a ton of fiddle leaf figs over here, and they're so tall. Ooh, this is a Ficus Audrey grown as a little tree, and it's $150. It's beautiful. I already have one. Maybe one day it'll be a big tree. And let's see, this is another fiddle leaf fig. I'm assuming that the pricing is still on the bottom. And it's so heavy, I'm gonna try not to accidentally attack it. Let's see. Move it around too much. I really don't know the price. I'm moving around a lot. Okay. It's $170, and it's next to a couple of fiddle leaf fig bambinos, which we love a bambino fiddle leaf fig. Look at how stark the difference is when they're right next to each other. Like, obviously this is a pretty mature fiddle leaf fig, but like, I feel like you can really tell the difference here. If you haven't seen my video where I talk about the difference, I will link it on how to tell the difference, but you know, the leaves are much bigger here. They grow much tighter and closer together. The bambino does. So anyway, and they're a bit darker. Pretty cool. I'm getting distracted. I'm like looking at plants. I'm not talking about them. Here is a Monstera deliciosa, and I don't have one anymore. My mom has it. If you didn't pick up, I just moved from Iowa to Texas, and so I had to give away a lot of my plants. So part of the reason I'm out here is also just shopping for plants for my collection. This one's $100, and it's next to, I think this is a philodendron red Congo maybe. It's huge. It's gonna be so hard to get to the price, guys, but I do it for you. I do it for you. Maybe I don't do it in this case, actually. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it has to be on the way back. We'll just have to wonder. We'll have to wonder for this time because that's too hard to get to. But yeah, they have a lot of Monstera deliciosas. And then this looks like, is this I don't remember what these are called. It's quite pretty. Whatever it is. I could see myself having a big one. I'm getting distracted by this massive summer glory. This is my dream. I just started growing mine out, so a girl can hope. So skipping ahead to the summer glory, this is only $35 and it's huge. And okay, this technically is an umbrella tree. I don't know why I thought it was something else. I really like that this one is pink in the middle. I don't know if they're all like that. It's beautiful. It's $40 and it's huge. It is like up to my shoulders. I'm only 5'1", 5'2", but it's very tall. And they have a bunch of peace lilies here as well. I give up on finding the prices. It also, I don't think I can get to it, but they definitely have a bird of paradise back there. And I had a bird of paradise and I gave it to my mother-in-law. And my husband, we were at her house over Christmas, and my husband was like, I miss your bird of paradise, so I have to get another one, but probably not today. This place just keeps going, and we haven't even gotten to the plant of the year yet. They have a ton of ferns. This is a Boston macho fern. I don't see a price, but it's very interesting looking, and it's next to this little fern, which is an asparagus fern, and it's $17. I've also been considering adding one of these to my collection because when they get big, they are very cute. They look super cute when they grow out. And it's next to a holly fern for $17. This is just exotic fern assortment, also for $17. And it's next to another exotic fern assortment for $17. This one's interesting looking. And then I believe this is a heartleaf fern for $17. It's the only one, all alone. So over here they have, let's see, what is this? A philodendron Xanadu for $25. And there's more Dracaena Janet Craig back here, smaller ones. It's only $35. And it's next to some peace lilies. This one's $17. If you didn't know, peace lily flowers actually smell really, really good. This one smells different than my variegated peace lily. It smells a lot more floral, if that makes sense. A little more, not like a rose, but closer to a rose, whereas my variegated one, I don't know, my variegated one smells better. I don't know how to describe it. They both smell good. This is a much smaller peace lily, and it's only $7. These grow very quickly in my experience. And then they have a bunch of ficus. So this is a ficus Taneki for $30, and it looks like it's already cut to grow like a tree, which is rather nice. And there's some ficus altissimas back there that are also already cut to grow like a tree. I can't quite see the price on those though. And over here, so there's some just ruby rubber trees. This one's $19, ficus burgundy. And then there's some ficus rubies here, and they just look really, really pretty. I'm guessing these are similarly priced. Yeah, they're $17. And then we have some ponytail palms. I love a ponytail palm. This one's $50. That's the first plant that I've seen that I'm like, that's a little expensive. This is a smaller one. Oh my gosh, it needs repotted. It's only $17. So yeah, I guess they have both price points. And then over here, it looks like we have probably some Thai constellations. Yeah, it looks like $60. Yeah, these are looking really, really good. I hope my Thai constellation keeps on growing. And then they have some Monstera Adansonii. This one's $17, and it's in a big hanging basket. And then they have smaller ones. This one's $14.99. And a bunch of really little Thai constellations. This is $40. Yeah, in my experience, these grow pretty fast as well. These are all very well variegated specimens. This fern is for sale. It's $50, and it's a staghorn fern in this little box. Very, very cute. They have a ton of bromeliads. This one says it's a bromeliad gosmania for $20. This one's in a terracotta pot, actually. That's really nice. Prices on the bottom again. That is really difficult. It's $30, but the flowers are quite pretty. And then this must be like a variegated bromeliad. I don't know. I'm not a bromeliad expert. It's $20. Okay, this is a crazy section. So these tall ones, this is an avocado tree for $90. And I'm wondering if this is the kind that actually bears fruit. Because I know if you grow them from a pit, they don't bear fruit. And then they have some banana trees. This one's $30, but this is really why I came over here. This is $270. It's a CER monstrous. I don't really know what it is, but it's really, really cool looking. It's very backlit, but hopefully you can get an idea of how super cool this looks. There's also a dragon fruit plant. Can I grow these on the ground here? Like, where do I even live? Let's see. 30 to 40. I mean, I think I'd have to cover it, right? And it's only $35, and I could grow dragon fruit. That's wild. Here are some succulents. So these look like just jade, and they're $17. Next to some golem's jade. These actually look like they just finished flowering, which is really, really cool. They're $7. And this one is $7. These are all jade. That's fun. Also $7. And then baby mini jades for only $4. I'm getting into cacti more. This is $7. Just a bunch kind of all lumped together. This one is $70, also a bunch together. These look like they would hurt me if I tried to repot them, for sure. This one right here is $20. And then we have some just general succulents. This one is $17, it's pretty big. These look like types of aloe, perhaps. Just a succulent for $7. I don't know what these are. Really cool looking for $20. Ooh, and then they just have a big one little cactus for $70. And then a little guy for $7. There are some air plants over here. I'm not a big air plant person, but let's take a look anyway. Some of these look like they're gonna flower, so that's fun. These all look like they're around $6 or $7, and it's actually very cold right here next to this door. So I'm kind of surprised that they're all looking so good, but kind of cold here is really not very cold. And yeah, these are well priced. $4. That's it. And you can have yourself a little air plant. And I like how they look on this little tree installation. It's pretty cool. Okay, here we have a black raven ZZ plant. It's massive. I don't really like ZZ plants. It's $120, but this would really fill up a space. And there's also this green ZZ plant. It's also $130. And then guys, next to it, we have the plant of the year. It's a snake plant, which is kind of stupid, I'm not gonna lie. But I did see some really cool snake plants in another section we haven't been to. So we're gonna take a look at those, and I am gonna take one home. Snake plants are very resilient. They can be in low light or high light, outside, inside, and don't need a ton of humidity, and don't need to be watered a lot. So they are a great plant, but they are a very boring plant. So it's definitely a super boring pick for plant of the year. I'll talk more about that later. But anyway, let's look at what these specific ones are. This one is $70. It actually doesn't say what it is. It might be, I can't remember what they're called, but this one is a Sansevieria wintergreen for $40, and they are pretty large, would definitely, fill up a space pretty well. We have one last row to do, which is where the cool snake plants are. This looks like almost like a rat tail, but I don't know. It's only $4, and it's a cactus. It's really cool looking. I'm touching it, and it's not that pokey. So that's a win. And then they have a bunch of just small little string of things. This is a string of turtles. It's $7. This looks like maybe a string of spades for $7. I don't know, a string of dolphins maybe. I'm really not sure. And a bunch of string of pearls for $7. And I'm not sure what this is. Oh, it's a ripsalis for $4. Some of these are fully labeled. It's also a type of rubsalis. It's interesting. I'm guessing this is as well. Yeah. I feel like this is the kind that I usually see. The really, really spindly kind. And yeah, that's also a rubsalis. Interesting. And there are a bunch of Hoya here. So this one, oh my gosh, just says Hoya Assorted Collection, 2-inch. Yeah, it needs repotted for sure. It looks like hiding back here. There is a Crimson Queen for $9. And this one's a bit larger. Hoya Premium, so don't know what it is, for $30. And then there are a bunch of Hoya Carryi. So these ones are variegated and they are $7. And then the non-variegated ones are also $7. It's likely that none of these will grow into a full plant. What you want to look for is a node sticking out, or like this stem sticking out, or just buy one that is more than just one leaf. But if you like the one leaf look, it could be a good plant to buy. But if you want, you know, it to grow into a bigger plant, I would recommend something else. And these look just like a bunch of Orthias, yeah, for $4. I think this whole little tray. And then there are a bunch of little teeny cacti. These are all pretty freaking cute. I am terrified to lean over, but see this little paddle one? That's pretty cute. Oh my gosh, and then they have some booby cacti. Let's see, I'll shoot for this one, maybe. They're $40, which I feel like is pretty standard when I've seen booby cacti for sale. This is a cactus jamakaru, and it's only $25, and they're pretty big. That's pretty tall. Next to some crown of thorns, these are $25. I'm wondering if this is an aloe. It's crazy looking. Yeah, it's an aloe humulus for $10, and it's next to just aloe vera. That one's also $10, and then they have larger aloe veras for $17. And then we are at some of the snake plants that I like a bit more. Specifically, I really like this guy for $17. It's a bird's nest sansevieria. Presumably this one's also a bird's nest. I just think they're so cute when they're all in there together. But they have a bunch of little ones as well. This one just says sansevieria 2-inch, and it's only $4. So I kind of like the idea of a little guy as well, but they have some bigger ones. This one's $17. Sansevieria zeylanica. Maybe these, and this one, I remembered, it's the yellow on the outside makes it a Laurentii. And yep, that's what this is. And then they have some, what is this called? ZZ plant for $10, and Raven ZZs. This one in the black pot is $30, and then in the green pot also $30. And this is fun. They have some carnivorous plants. So they have the little red pitcher plants. That one's $9. And then this type of pitcher plant, also $9. And even some little Venus flytraps for $10. Oh my gosh. And I realized we actually have a whole little section over here that I just completely forgot about. So we'll start over here. These look really, really pretty all out like this. I feel like I've never seen them displayed in such a way. I can't remember what they're called. It just says, oh, polka dot plant. The tag doesn't say, but this little guy says, so thank goodness for that. And they have some small ones, some big ones. This bigger one is $10. And over here, I used to have one of these. What are they called? A kalanchoe for $4. I could never get mine to flower, but it was also when I barely understood plants, and I was just not giving it enough light. Of course, it wasn't flowering. And then there are, I think, pearls and jade, yeah, for $7. I have an Enjoy. I'm pretty interested in getting a pearls and jade, but I wanted to have like the best variegation ever. So I don't know, maybe I'll dig through these and see. This one's pretty variegated. And then there's some Scindapsus. This is a Tribui for $7. Just some jade pothos, it looks like, for $6. And some golden pothos for $7. Next to neon pothos, also for $7. Oh my gosh, how did I almost miss this goldfish plant? It's $25. I love a goldfish plant. I just got a grow light on mine, so I'm hoping that it gets more little goldfish now. And this plant, it's a neon queen pothos, it says, for $17. It kind of looks like a marble queen, but much more yellow. That's super interesting. I've never heard of that. And it's next to some just normal golden pothos for $17. And these look like some neon pothos for $17. And then they're just some golden pothos for $20 on these little poles that are really cute. And I think officially that is all of the plants. And I also am probably gonna look at some of these pots. I'm pretty curious about these down here. I'll take you with. Oh my gosh, this is only $14. I like that this shape would fit a moss pole because I have a lot of plants with moss poles that I need to pot up. This one's $20. So that's something that I need to think about. I need to take stock of what plants that I have and figure out what pots I need before I go crazy buying pots. But these are really nice. That one's a bit more rounded, but yeah, it would totally fit a moss pole. And I like they're terracotta, but they're glazed on the outside, so they'd hold more moisture in, so that's super nice. Oh my gosh, I'm just getting distracted. These are snapdragons. They smell so good. They smell like candy. Freaking love these. Yeah, anyway, I will catch up with you guys at home and show you my haul. It's time for me to show you the haul and also talk to you about the plant of the year, the snake plant. I got these 2-foot bamboo stakes, and I actually already used these to stake up my philodendron gloriosum in my last video, so make sure that you watch that if you haven't yet. It was a little 2025 planty reset, but yeah, these were exactly what I wanted them to be and not expensive, so no complaints here. And then I only ended up getting one other plant, which was this little snake plant, which I have in a mug, a half broken mug at the moment. The handle broke off and it was my husband's favorite mug, and I told him that I could use it for plants, so that's how we're repurposing it. But yeah, it's just this little, I think, bird's nest Saveria, I'm pretty sure. And I went back and forth on this one versus the larger one, and just decided to go with the little one because I want to have a lot of plants in this house. I had over 100 plants in Iowa, and I'd like to get back up to that level, maybe more. And so I figured plants grow. I can start small. And yeah, I'm excited to have this one in my collection. I've always really liked bird's nest sansevierias. I did like a lot of the other plants, but I don't know why I didn't get anything other than I feel like I'm out of my filming in plant shops cadence that I'm normally in, or like I'm just not used to it. And so by the time I filmed everything, I was tired. And then shopping, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. I'm excited to be home. And so I just got this one snake plant. And then I watched the video back and I'm like, oh my gosh, there were so many good plants. But anyway, I will be making lots more plant shopping videos. So hopefully I'll get back in the groove of filming those. But yeah, I think my thoughts on this being the houseplant of the year, I think that it's very clear to me that looking at both this year's houseplant of the year and last year's houseplant of the year, which was the Dracaena Janet Craig, I think that there's definitely a theme where the plants that are picked are really for the general public. They're not for houseplant collectors. And so it makes sense to choose plants that are really easy to care for, low light, can take some neglect, etc., cool, etc. So I definitely would recommend only picking this up if you actually like snake plants. Don't just pick it up because people are saying that you should. That's good advice for life, I think. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if you are going to buy a snake plant in 2025, what you think of this being the year of the snake plant. Do you like it? Do you not like it? And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.